The Joe Rogan Experience.
Did you see the guy that they just arrested for selling the coronavirus pill that supposedly kills the coronavirus? He reminds me of that old bodybuilding guy. What's that? Dan or whatever that used to sell fake.
One of them back of the book guys.
Yeah,
yeah.
But if you look at this guy, he looks like
he's
insane.
selling it. Well, there was some preachers that were selling it. Like Jim Bakker was selling a coronavirus virus cure.
They straight up arrested this guy though.
Yeah,
he looks like a meathead.
What? They say there's nothing, but with the chloroquine, there's no studies, right? There's no definitive tests, but they're still letting people try it. Is that what's going on with that?
I think so. Like the couple that died took the wrong shit.
They took like poison.
Yeah, cleaner.
They took algae.
Yeah,
or bacteria killer. It's for fucking koi ponds.
Yeah.
It's poison. They took poison.
Yeah,
they died from taking poison.
They misread or misunderstood or something.
Dude, the media today is kind of spooky with their hatred of Trump is getting in the way of the accuracy of some people's reporting of the news. And that's a perfect example. By resorting to clickbait and saying that they heard it from Trump, that's not what he said. What he's talking about is a different kind of chloroquine. There's more than one different kind of it, right?
Right.
But if they just said real simply that these people died, please be careful. There is more than one different kind of chloroquine, and chloroquine hasn't been shown definitively to work yet, and it's not necessarily safe to take. If they said that, that would be great. But instead they had to say the president told people to take it. But that's not what he said. What he said is that there's hope, and we're hoping that this could be a cure or this could be a treatment. That's what he said. But that's what everybody's saying. Like if you go and read articles about that when doctors are talking about potential treatments, there's a bunch of different ones. There's IV, vitamin C, there's chloroquine. There's so it's this chloroquine, which is like an old school malaria medication, and then Z-Paks. They're talking about, what is that called? Zithromycin? How do you say that?
I don't know.
You know, but that antibiotic. They're saying that may have some effect. But these are You know, that's what they're saying. Like, it's people who are scrambling for an answer, who are trying to help people, not sure if this is, definitely going to work or not going to work, but it shows some promise. That's what Trump talked about. Like, you can't give him a hard time for talking about what doctors are talking about, because legitimate people are talking about that combination of things. Like, just because you hate Trump, you can't distort this and make it seem like Trump did something irresponsible by talking about this hopeful disease medication, and these people took the wrong version of it and died. Like, that's a cautionary tale. It's not a chance to shit on Trump. But everything's a chance to shit on Trump. It's so exhausting. It's just, it's fucking weird, man.
Well, have you seen his ratings?
It's silly. He's silly. There's no doubt he does silly shit. But he's gotten a lot better at handling confrontational conversations with reporters. I was watching this one yesterday, and this reporter was asking him questions. She asked him about a few things, but she asked about people dying because of the economy failing, and him talking about, like, is there anyone that could speak to this, she says. She's playing a game, right? The game is she knows there's no real data that shows if they do that, this will happen. If the economy crashes the way they anticipated crashing and all these people are out of work for an extended period of time, X amount of people will kill themselves. But we for sure know that economic despair is a reason why some people go into depression. Depression is a reason why some people kill themselves. These are all facts that we all know. Like, maybe you can't pull that out of your ass when you're standing in front of a podium and you're addressing people and they're calling you out on this. And what she was saying correctly is we can't put money ahead of people's lives. So the correct thing by most people's account is, for at least some period of time, separating everybody, maintaining this distance, and putting a stop to the number of disease, viruses or number of people to get infected. But what he's saying is there's also a factor that we have to consider, that all these people out of work could lead to suicide. It could lead to drug addiction. And he's right, and he's right. We all know he's right. That's irrefutable. When people's lives fall apart through to unexpected circumstances, some people are hanging on by a fucking thread, and that comes along and it does them in. That does happen to people. We all know that to be true. Just because you hate Trump, you can't pretend that this isn't going to be rough for people. Or you can't pretend that him saying that this can cause a loss of life too. I think the problem might have been he might have said maybe more life. There's no evidence of that. That's true. There's no evidence that it might cause more loss of life.
I think also we grew up always listening when at a stressful time when the president came on, you felt comforted, like his tone of voice, how he acted. You always kind of felt safer. And I think when it comes to Trump, you're just like, hey, fuck you, and this kind of shit.
How's it go?
Get out of here.
That's the worst Trump impression ever. Hey, fuck you.
He does kind of remind me of like a New York or New Jersey guy, get this guy, cocksucker.
Well, I mean, he kind of is.
Yeah.
He's a New York real estate mogul. You have to have a certain amount of that to thrive in New York City.